today we're gonna be working on a mix. The name of the song is Badman. The artist's name is Nikki J. It's an OTR record, on the radar record. I know usually like I mix off of like templates and everything, but today we honestly just working straight off scratch. So with that being said, man, we about to get into it, man. We about to get busy. You feel me? This is the rough draft. I got sent the stems with no auto tune, no nothing on it, no reference track. So I'm gonna take the song to where I feel like it should sound. Feel me? But this is it right here.
Stop, wake up closer, hold on my person, wait, hold me baby, cause I just need a little bit of closure. What me do that make you do me like that? I'm always have to fight for my mind them. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. For a while, I gotta end up lonely. But if
all right, I had one of the tracks muted. But anyway, you could get a gist of the record. What I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be adding like a lot of reverb, a lot of delays. It's a lot of space, so it makes it easy. Not easier to mix, but it's easier to add effects and stuff like that. That was the rough draft. First thing I did is I just added like some auto tune.
stop, wake up closer, hold on my person, wait. Stop, wake up closer, hold on my person, wait, hold me baby, cause I just need a little bit of closure. Stop, wake up closer, hold on my person, wait, hold me baby, cause I just need a little bit of closure. Stop, wake up closer, hold on my person, wait, hold me baby. Stop, wake up closer, hold on my person, wait.
And my first EQ that I do, I usually don't do too much. I'll come back to it and tweak more of anything. But I don't really go too EQ crazy because I'm trying to just shape out how, just trying to clean it up a little bit.
Stop, wake up closer, hold on my person, wait, hold me baby, cause I just need a little bit of closure. Stop, wake up closer, hold on my person, wait, hold me baby, cause I just need a little bit of closure. It's true, when I know what me do that make you do me like that. And yeah, when I know I'm always at
Yeah, I'm gonna compress. I'm gonna just be going through like the steps of like usually how I go about my mixing process. In terms of like the chain wise, my chain always changes depending on the record, and I will EQ first and like compress after, but that don't mean that's where I'm gonna keep it in my chain. Like I'm gonna move my EQ down, I'm gonna move my compressor around. You feel me? That's how I usually work. But these are just the things that I usually like to do first.
Stop, wake up closer, hold on my person.
I like to tackle these things when I got like my freshest ears. You feel me? Like the EQ first, just to get everything sounding good, cause my ears is fresh right now, cause I'm just starting to mix.
Stop, wake up closer, hold on my person, wait, hold me baby, cause I just need a little bit of closure. It's true, when I know what me do that make you do me like that. And yeah, when I know I'm always have to fight for my mind. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block, spin around, put a mask on, take a shot, leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while, I gotta end up lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block, spin around, put a mask on, take a shot, leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Stop, wake 'em closer.
We'll go to like the loudest part of the record. I feel like it's
I'm always at pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block, spin around, put a mask on, take a shot, leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while, I gotta end up lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. I gotta end up lonely. Pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed.
Alright, so far I like this EQ. It's just subtle. It's really just to get the tone out of the vocal for real.
Pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take.
I could tell the vocal is like super inconsistent already, so definitely got to compress like crazy.
Pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while.
Alright. We're gonna keep that. That's fine for now. Once I get the compression right, then I'll start tweaking the EQ a little bit more.
But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. I gotta end up lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. I gotta end. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. I gotta end up lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on.
Oh yeah, let me put this on the masters.
But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block.
Yes, but now I just put an L2 on the master just so we don't keep hearing the clipping. It's clipping.
But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. I gotta end up lonely.
And mostly, honestly, to get your vocals to really sit in the beat, bro, you just gotta really focus on that, on the volume, like focus on getting your volume at the right level. That'll help a lot. A lot of times people think you gotta do all this EQing and all this compression and a bunch of processing, but like having your volume set to the right level is like the most important thing. The only reason why I got my volume super high right now because I'm trying to hear what I'm doing while I'm mixing, but I'm gonna turn this down way more.
But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. I gotta end up lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. I can end up so lonely.
Alright, I like that. A little more compression because I like our vox gonna bring the vocal up for real, give it some power.
But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around.
And I want to use that gate so I don't hear much of that room.
But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around.
Or the headphones.
But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. I gotta end up lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. I can end up so lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. I gotta end up lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. I can end up so lonely.
All right, we're gonna keep this record very minimalistic in terms of processing because I like how it's recorded. I'm not gonna do too much. I want to keep it natural. We'll probably EQ more like when the background vocals and everything come in. Oh, let's see. I'll probably EQ again because our vocals be adding like its own frequency and stuff too.
But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while.
I actually like this range.
But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. I gotta end up lonely. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. I could end up so lonely. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. I could end up lonely. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while.
I'm just bypassing everything just to really just see what every plugin is doing and just make sure I'm not losing too much volume or gaining too much volume through each plugin.
But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. I gotta end up lonely.
I've never been asked that question. That is a great question. What gender vocals would you say are easier to mix? Honestly, I'll probably say females. Women vocals are probably a little more easier to mix. Just because from what I've noticed, well, at least from the female artists that I work with, it really depends on genre. If we talking about R&B, like if I'm mixing an R&B song, I would say women vocals are a little easier to mix because I've noticed like most of the times when I mix female artists vocals, it's a little less harsh than male vocals. Even if they could sing, even if both like could sing really well, I feel like sometimes male vocals, especially like with auto-tune and everything now, male vocals be a little bit harsher. But I never really thought about it till you just asked, so for real. But I would say female. I say female vocals is easy to mix. At least when it comes to like their main vocals. If we talk about like backgrounds, I'll say female vocals a little easier to mix. When it comes to R&B, when it comes to rap, I would say male vocals is a little easier to mix. Why? Because when it comes to female vocals, it's very important for you to get like a good tone out of their vocal. You feel me? So when it comes to rap and something that's so aggressive, making sure that you carve out the right tone so the female doesn't sound like too soft or too, not corny. But like corny or like it doesn't fit the vibe of the song. I feel like it's a little more difficult when it comes to female artists. So you got to make sure that they sound right. That was a great question. I appreciate that. I ain't gonna lie, I never really thought about that.
But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out. But if I pick him up, drop him right.
Exactly, you feel me? Like for like rap vocals, sometimes it's like depending on how the female is performing, you gotta make it like you gotta add power to vocal. I notice like every time I mix female rap vocals, I gotta do a lot of parallel compression because I need their vocal to be powerful. You feel me? As opposed to like when I'm mixing R&B, when I'm doing female vocals, most of the time I want it to sound like soft and like fit the vibe of the song. Like sound like this, especially sound like this. So that already, her vocal already sounds soft because she's a female, for me. So it was like a little easier to do. You feel me? But when it kind of rap and they trying to be aggressive, and then you got to make sure you carve out stuff and like process it so it can fit that vibe so and still be aggressive and not harsh. But yeah, that's a good ass question.
But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. I gotta end up lonely.
All right, I'm gonna add more high-end presence to it. All right, so for like this 4, I feel like the vocals sound like real good already. Volume-wise, I gotta get put down and all that, but this is like close to the range. I'm gonna do way more tweaks. I'm gonna do like a little bit more multi-band compression and all that, but I like where this vocal is right now, so. What is that? I'ma leave the processing like this now until I start adding reverb and everything. Then I'm gonna come back and tweak up a little bit more.
I'm my person. Wait.
So right now it's dry.
Call me baby. Cause I just need a little bit of closure.
What I always do though, I would like to add multi-band compression to the high end because I just needed to be the vocal to be a little bit more brighter. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. I gotta end up lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around. Yeah, we don't gotta do too much. This is where people get. This is why I didn't want to use a template for this record too. Is because a lot of times when you use a template, it sticks you into that sound. Where you might have plugins that you usually use that's gonna make it sound good, but you don't always need it for every single record. For me, so today I wanted to just start off from scratch, just so I could show everybody. Like sometimes you don't really need too much. Yeah, we might have to add more stuff once we get to like the background vocals. Right now we just literally hearing the main vocals. But once we get to the background vocals and everything, then we'll probably add more. But yeah, sometimes you don't need too much processing and all that stuff. So what I do here is we need some reverb, but before we do that, let me add some delays. I'm just adding some stuff that I want to hear. Actually, that I think will be fire. I recently started doing this, but I put all my delays and plugins, all my effects plugins, they all go to this all vocals bus. The only reason why I do that is because I usually always compress and like do like mid-side and everything to my vocals, and usually I used to have like my vocals, my delays going to a separate bus, all going to the all music, but they used to be going to a separate bus, and then my vocals will go to a separate bus. So when I would turn on the vocals, it'll be different. If I want to turn on my vocals at the end of my entire mix, it'll be different from the reverb, and then I'll mess up everything. So now I just started having it excuse me, I started having everything go to my all vocals, so that if I turn on the vocals, all the reverb is coming down, all the vocals is coming down, and then I could just mix it and compress it and do everything as a whole. Because sometimes when you're at the last process of your mix, you want to just make minor tweaks. Let me add these delays quick fast though. We're gonna do. We got a lot of space, so we got a lot of time to add a lot of big delays.
But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the.
Oh, I didn't even add nothing. I'm gonna show you a cool trick that I do for like records like this. Like this give me like a, not a Summer Walker vibe, but like dark R&B vibes. So I want even the delays too, I want it to be dark as well. So I'm gonna show you what I usually do when I have a song like this.
But if I pick 'em up.
Hold on, why am I? All right, boom. So let's say boom.
But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. I gotta end up lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out.
And yeah, like the telephone effect, you could put that EQ, but I use the EQ on every plugin that I use, because most of the time they'll have like a sound built into the plugin. So even if I am gonna put like a telephone effect, which I will probably use on the vocals, on the EQ, I mean on the delay, I'm still gonna EQ it from like this EQ right here, just because it's all, every plugin has its built-in sound to it. For me, it's built-in filter and it's built-in style.
But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em.
So this is the same thing as doing like a telephone effect basically.
But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. I gotta end up lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. I gotta end up lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. I could end up so lonely.
Oh, I just realized we don't have auto-tune on that other record.
But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. I end up lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. I could end up so. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead,
Right.
But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. I gotta end up lonely. But if I pick 'em up,
This EFX. This EFX I'm using.
but if I pick 'em up,
I usually use EFX because it's like the least processing on my computer. It really just depends. Like I go to some studios. Usually I work on my computer, but if I go to a studio and like Auto-Tune Pro works on their computer, I use Auto-Tune Pro. To me personally, it really don't make a difference. I don't been in studios that got Auto-Tune Pro and it sounds amazing. It just really depends on how much processing you have on your computer, in my opinion.
but if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. I gotta end up lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask.
All right, so that's just to give a little bit of space, a little bit of vibe to it. Now we can get into these reverbs. I usually have these buses saved already, but like I said, today we're not using no template. I'll keep it a bean too. Most of the time, I'm not mixing without having some type of template set up. Reason being is for speed purposes. It's like there's no reason for me to like pull up all these new tracks when I know it's a lot of the same stuff that I'm gonna do in every mix anyway. For me, I'd rather have like a starting point to work off. But like I said, I just want to show everybody the process today from like beginning to end. So that's why I'm not doing that. But I would say use a template all the time. That's like the easiest way to get your records done quickly and efficiently. You feel me? Use a template. But have in mind, just because you're using a template don't mean you want your songs to sound exactly the same every time you mix. You feel me? Tweak up your template. I'm a person that majority of the time since I started mixing, I never really used presets. Like everything I was just doing like according to the song. It's good to use presets for sure, but I never really used presets. So even when I'm mixing with a template, like I'm carving out. If I want to change up the reverb, I'm gonna do it in the song. You feel me? If I want to change up the delays, I'm gonna change up the delays if I want to change up, but the template is just a starting point for real. When I record, I definitely use a template all the time. Reason being is like I never record from scratch. Reason being is, but most of the time when I record artists want to leave the studio hearing the song as close to like the end result as possible. You feel me? Like they want to be in the studio and be like, yo, when I'm using a session for like, let's say we did a session for like 6 hours, whatever. We recorded 5 songs and we got those songs to literally sound radio ready at the end of that 6-hour session. For me, they want those songs to sound exactly like how it's gonna sound on the radio when they leave the studio. That's the reason why I use a template, because I want the song to sound damn near done by the time they record it, like in terms of effects. And like usually in my templates, I have everything. If I got reverbs in my template, saturation, delay throws, everything, every effect I would do in my template, I will have it built in, so that for artists, because I'll be in the session with an artist and they'll be like, yo, can we have this part stutter and then have a radio effect? When they say that, I don't want to be taking 30 minutes to be like, yo, let me pull up this EQ that's gonna, and then start drawing out my curve that's gonna be like a telephone. For me, it's like, it's gonna take too long, it's gonna kill a vibe. I wanna just have a telephone effect EQ already there. For me, I wanna have a big reverb already there. So if they be like, yo, I want this reverb to get bigger, we already have a big reverb there. If they wanna be like, yo, I want this part to sound like somebody's on a loudspeaker, I already got a Sans amp already set up. You feel me? So that's how I usually record. I usually record with a template so that when I go in sessions, we could be quick. The most important thing for me being an engineer is like being super quick. Like I think that might be the most important thing as an engineer, is like being super quick and then being efficient as hell. If you could do those 2 things, any studio you'll go in, they'll be like, nah, I want to work with this engineer. Alright, so for this song, I want a dark reverb. We're gonna play around with Valhalla today because I just want to try something new. Usually I use Pro R, but I just want to try something new, honestly.
Pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. End up lonely.
Oh shit, what's the tempo? 80.
And yeah, man, I know I'm always at it fight. But if I, and yeah, man, I know I'm always at it fight. But if I, and yeah, man, I know I'm always at it fight. But if I, and yeah, man, I know
I like this. I actually like this a lot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep one of these. We might have to come back to that.
and yeah, man, I know I'm always at it fight. But if I, and yeah, man, I know, and yeah, man, I know I'm always at it fight. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take.
I like This reverb is just too high cut.
Yeah, man, I know I'm always at advice. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. End up lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while.
So like, let's say you have a temp. Let's say what I have on this lead bus right now, like this EQ, this compressor, this Artbox, this EQ, and this thing. If I have a template that's built out, that sounds pretty good, and these reverbs and delay, I'm gonna have all this stuff on my template. So like when I'm recording somebody, it's gonna be like, while they're recording, I could literally just do this. All right. Yo, can we, if let's say, oh, can we delay that last verse? I could literally just turn this on. And then they'll already have a delay. Yo, can we add more reverb to this record? I don't gotta open up a reverb and find a specific reverb that fits in the song. You feel me? I already have my reverb already pulled up. All I would have to do is probably just change the reverb time or like change the reverb setting. But I wanna have everything open. Like if I show you a template that I have, my templates is literally maybe like, what? This record right now, this track probably, I don't know, this probably like 17 tracks. But when I have my template, it's probably like 60 tracks. 67, nah, I'm ODing. It's right now 60. It's probably like 30, 40 tracks. And I'm actually gonna be adding more stuff to my template because it's more stuff that I'm noticing that I do a lot. But you wanna have those 40, 30 tracks, because if you, let's say you work with a young boy and you wanna be like, yo, I bet I want this hook to sound like like I'm screaming out of a loudspeaker with like a lot of distortion. I don't want to be like, I bet, how am I gonna find this distortion? I done been an artist, they'll ask you some crazy, yo, I want this part to sound distorted, and then let it reverse in, and then spin it and reverse. They start asking for magic. The artists don't know how to explain themselves. Sometimes they don't know how to explain themselves well, but they'll be like, yo, I want it to sound like this, like that, like this. I want it just already, all right, bet, this is what he's trying to say. And then I have that PSA amp, sans amp, or I have that reverse reverb already set up in my template to the point where it's like, oh, I bet I could literally do that in 2 minutes. It's gonna make the session flow way quicker. You feel me? Actually gonna throw this delay in a reverb too, just to make it bigger. That's how I usually work at least. If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. 100%. 100%. Be that closure, it's true. Man, I know. What me do that make you do me like that? And yeah, man, I know. I'm always have advice, but if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead. Like prime example, me mixing this right now, I already know every time I put on a reverb, I'm a mid-side EQ to reverb. So I just save that in my template, so I don't gotta do this every time. So boom, I just go to like reverb mid-side EQ and it's already popped up. And most of the time it's gonna sound good into my record because I know I'm always gonna do that. Then I just tweak from there. Be that closure, it's true. Man, I know. What me do that make you do me like that? And yeah, man, I know. I actually don't like this reverb for real. I'm actually about to go back to Pro R because I want a dark reverb. Be that closure, it's true. Man, I know. What me do that make you do me like that? And yeah, man, I know. Be that closure, it's true. Man, I know. What me do that make you do me like that? And yeah, man, I know.
I'm always have it fight in my mind. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. I gotta end up lonely. But if I pick him up, drop him.
Might add like a little flanger.
Be that closure, it's true. Me I know what me do that make you do me like that. And yeah, me I know I'm always have it fight. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. I end up lonely. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. I could end up so lonely. Be that closure, it's true. Me I know what me do that make you do me like that. And yeah, me I know I'm always have it fight in my mind. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. I end up lonely.
Alright, I like that. I like that. I like that.
Be that closure, it's true. Me I know what me do that make you do me like that. And yeah, me I know.
Alright. Oh, but you saying what's the best way to deal with harsh cuts in the vocals when getting synthesization besides? When it comes to harsh vocals, so when I get harsh vocals, usually the way I attack harsh vocals, me personally, depends. It's two ways. If I want to change the tone, if the harsh vocals is OD, but I'm fine with changing the tone. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just EQ in like the 2K to like 8K range. Like I'm gonna get real surgical. Like let's say, let me add this in. I would probably do like, so like in this range, 2K, what's 2K? So like 2K to like 8K, I would probably wouldn't use something like this, F6. I probably use the Waves Q10 or the Fab Filter Pro Q. In this range from like 2K to like 8K, it'll probably be here. It'll literally, this is your harshness right here. It'll be here. What me do that make you do me like that? Depending on the vocal rap, it'll be like a little bit here. What me do that make you do? For me, but I will get in that 2K to like 8K range, and I will literally just get surgical, not too much, but I would just and just whatever sound I don't like, get them out of there. For me, it's gonna be in 2K to 8K range most of the time. But if I don't want to change the tone, like if I mixed it and then I did my entire mix and I feel like damn, it's still harsh vocals, harsh frequencies in the vocals, but I don't want to change the tone, what I'll do is that 2K to 8K range, I'm gonna use like a multi-band compressor or something like that. So like, let's say this C4, all your harshness is gonna be right here. You don't gotta use C4, you can use whatever multi-band compressor, but it's gonna be in this range. Let me change this because I don't want to mess up what I had already. But like, let's say in this range right here. That's where all the harshness is, you feel me? So what I would do if I don't want to change the tone, but I want to tame it, I will go and probably I will compress it. I will multi-band compress it. See, like, even if I do it for this vocal, you can see that it's way more softer. Like, without it, see, it's a little harsh, it's a little popping out. And with it, and it's very slight, you feel me? So that's what I would do personally. Around, just keep that honestly, because that sounded alright. I don't need it for this record, not yet. But yeah, that's what I would do. That's usually where your harshness is, especially if you're dealing with like rappers with a lot, with the auto tune be cranked up all the way. That's what's really bringing the harshness, like those kind of like Tory Lanez type of vocals and stuff like that. There's gonna be a lot of harshness to where you turn your volume all the way up. You'll actually start feeling your ears hurting, and then you'll know exactly where the EQ at. What me do that make you do me like that? And yeah, I know
I'm always have it fight in my mind. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead.
Alright, let's get this short reverb in there.
Closure, it's true. Man, I know. What me do that make you do me like that? And yeah, man, I know. I'm always have it fight in my mind. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, closure, it's true. Man, I know. What me do that make you do me like that? And yeah, man, I know. I'm always have it fight in my mind. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while.
I'm honestly just going through templates because I'm trying to be quick with it, honestly. So I don't want to just carve out a perfect EQ. So I'm just going through what they have for just to see what fits. That's why I got my EQ turned up so loud, so I could hear. You'll hear automatically what fits in.
Man, I know. What me do that make you do me like that? And yeah, man, I know. I'm always have it fight in my mind. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him.
I like that. Gonna keep that. Just gonna change the time. Right about 2:93. Yeah, we're gonna just change the time. I like how that sounds.
Just true. Man, I know. What me do that make you do me like that? And yeah, man, I know. I'm always have it fight in my mind. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. I gonna end up lonely. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. I can end up so lonely. Lonely.
Alright, I like the reverb. I like the short reverb. I like the long reverb. I feel like it's valid. But now I feel like we could tame the vocals a little bit more. And then I start bringing in like the doubles and stuff. But reverb-wise, space-wise, I feel like it's good. It's not too much. It's valid. We're going to add the delays after. But I just want to tame the vocals because I feel like some parts is still getting louder. For example, it's just a volume thing. I had this up. Should be good now.
Cause I just need a little bit of closure. It's true. Man, I know. What me do that make you do me like that?
Let's get it.
And yeah, man, I know. I'm always have it fight in my mind. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. Cause I just need a little bit of closure. It's true. Man, I know. What me do that make you do me like that? And yeah, man, I know. I'm always have it fight in my mind. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. I gonna end up lonely. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot.
Yeah, that's actually exactly what I'm doing right now. That's crazy. That's crazy that you just said. I don't. Yeah, this is CLA.
I just need a little bit of closure. It's true. Man, I know. What me do that make you do me like that? And yeah, man, I know. I'm always have it fight in my mind. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. I gonna end up lonely. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead.
Alright. I like where this is at. I like where this at.
Cause I just need a little bit of closure. It's true. Man, I know. What me do that make you do me like that? And yeah, man, I know. I'm always have it fight in my mind. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on.
I feel like this CLA is doing a little too much.
Cause I just need a little bit of closure. It's true. Man, I know. What me do that make you do me like that? And yeah, man, I know. I'm always have it fight in my mind. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. Cause I just need a little bit of closure. It's true. Man, I know. What me do that make you do me like that? And yeah, me don't know. I'm always have to fight.
Alright, and I feel like this vocal definitely needs like a doubler because I feel like it's just too in the middle. It's not big enough. Oh, it's not wide enough though. But I feel like it needs to be bigger. And yeah, I just use like a simple.
Cause I just need a little bit of closure. It's true. Me don't know. What me do that make you do me like? Cause I just need a little bit of closure. It's true. Me don't know. What me do that make you do me like that? And yeah, me don't know. I'm always have to fight for my mind. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me, I got in.
Vocals way wider. We're gonna add some not compression, we're just gonna add one more thing, and that's gonna be my favorite decapitator. So I don't like clean vocals, man. Clean vocals is whack to me.
If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on.
When it comes to me and adding saturation of vocals, I just go off of feeling. Feel me? I don't want you to really hear the saturation too much. Depending on the record, some records you might need it. If the beat is very active and a lot of stuff is going on in the beat, then I'm gonna be a little bit more aggressive with the saturation. But for songs like this that's empty and spacious, I'm gonna let the saturation probably be a lot, but the mix will be a little bit, just so you could barely hear it.
I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. I gotta end up lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out. If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me, I gotta end up lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for. If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me, I got it. If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed.
Me like it. It's fine. If I do too much. Yes, let's bring back the delays in.
If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on.
I need this vocal to be a little thicker.
If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me, I gotta end up lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block.
We're gonna leave it like this for now. Let me add these delays.
If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me, I gotta end up lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me, I could end up so lonely. Lonely. So lonely. Lonely, yeah. So lonely. But if I had you know, not to play with the bad girl, dude. My last nigga had a bad girl. He came down from Kingston, bad girl. Me mommy told me stay away from the bad man, but me can't do it. The love is too true, so me yell, man.
Right here, I wanna repeat.
I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put 'em.
I don't know if that's supposed to be in the track, but we will see.
Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me, I could end up so lonely. Lonely. So lonely. Lonely, yeah. So lonely. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me, I could end up so lonely.
Alright, so perfect example of like what I was saying about earlier. So like I feel like this snare in this beat, because I don't have the stems to really tame the snare, I'm gonna use multi-band compression instead of like what we was talking about earlier, side chain. Instead of side chaining, I'm gonna use multi-band because I feel like the snare is hitting too hard. So I'm gonna just tame that snare, and I feel like the vocal's gonna stick out a little bit more.
Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. Me, I gonna end up so lonely, lonely.
And the reason why I'm using multi-band compression as opposed to like EQing the instrumental itself is because if I use an EQ, it's gonna change the tone of the instrumental, and I didn't make the beat, so I don't want to change the tone too much unless I have to. A multi-band compression basically gonna tame that part, but it's the tone and the beat is for the most part gonna sound exactly the same.
Leave him dead, let him bleed out.
I just gotta find where the snare is hitting the hardest.
Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. Me, I gonna end up so lonely, lonely.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna find where it's hitting the hardest from using the EQ.
Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. Me, I gonna end up so lonely,
Right there.
lonely, so lonely,
Right there.
lonely, yeah.
So like 26, around like 26,000. Get that out of there.
Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. Me, I gonna end up so lonely, lonely, so lonely, lonely, yeah, so lonely. But if I had you, you know, not to play with the bad girl, them. My last nigga had a bad girl. He came down from Kingston, bad girl. Me mommy told me stay away from the bad man, but me can't do it. The love is too true, so make.
All right.
Me no know. I'm always have to fight for my mind. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out.
All right. I don't like this.
Me no know. I'm always have to fight for my mind. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out. Me no know. I'm always have to fight for my mind. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. Me, I gonna end up lonely. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. Me no know. I'm always have to fight for my mind. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on. Me no know. I'm always have to fight for my mind. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. Me, I gonna end up lonely. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on.
And I actually don't really like it, so I'm gonna keep it like this for now. What I'm gonna do is, yeah, so where the vocal is now, we could fuck around with the ad libs, because I feel like everything main vocal wise is like sitting in a good area for real. In terms of ad libs, how I'm gonna process the ad libs, no cap, keep it the same exact processing as the lead bus. For me, we just gonna tweak a couple of things, but ad lib bus, we good now.
Yeah, me no know. Mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out.
But first thing, I don't want these delays on the ad libs yet. Don't want that.
Pick him up, right off.
And the ad libs already, you could tell it's competing with the main vocal. So now, like I said, first thing I'm gonna do, I think I ain't gonna lie, I probably overuse this telephone effect on EQ, but it just always sound perfect to me, so that's my go-to.
But if I pick him,
Stock plugin, fire.
but if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while.
And this is the part with the most things, so I'm gonna just tweak this little section right here, and then the rest should fit in.
If I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot.
I really like that flange on that reverb. That dive.
If I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him.
Alright, but perfect. I probably done said this in like 3 streams before this, no cap. Every time I mix my background vocals, the one thing I always do that will make it fit perfectly is the compression that I have on the background vocals, I'm gonna flip it to the main vocals. Like, it's always gonna it's always gonna, like, let's say if I have a fast attack and a slow release on my main vocal, my ad libs is gonna be slow attack, fast release. I'm always flipping it for the background vocals or like the ad libs. Why? Because it's gonna stop competing immediately. So as soon as you do that, it's gonna stop competing, and then it's gonna be like one is gonna be pushed up and one is gonna be pushed back in terms of like transient wise, if I'm being super technical. So like this is like the main vocal compression is basically mid. So what I'm gonna do is probably gonna make the attack faster and the release slower.
If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em.
And without changing no volume, I don't know if y'all really heard that, but without changing no volume, that ad lib dead got pushed in the back.
If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave.
Already it's not competing, you feel me? But I'm gonna just turn the volume now because it's too loud. But look, show y'all, roll one more time.
If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot.
Right there,
Mask on, take a shot.
you couldn't hear the lead vocal. But for me, as soon as I flip that, boom, you could hear the lead vocal a little more.
Mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out.
Then all I gotta do is just turn this down. Straight.
Mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out. I can hit 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out.
All right.
Come on, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out. I can end up so lonely. Come on, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out.
And for these, I'm actually gonna add way more reverb because I want it to be all the way in the back.
Come on, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out. Come on, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out.
Also, what I'm gonna do, I still feel like it's competing a little bit. See, boom. It's the perfect example of what we were talking about earlier, about where it's like the pain frequencies. Me personally, I could hear the pain frequencies in his vocal right here. Because I added that telephone effect, it sounded a little painy for me. So that pain frequency or that harshness is kind of competing with the main vocal. So now I'm gonna just get surgical. And once I take that out, it's gonna sit back way more. And I don't mind, because it's ad libs and it's a background track, I don't mind really, I don't mind changing the tone of the vocal for real.
Let's go, take a shot. Leave 'em there. Let's go, take a shot. Let's go, take a shot. Leave 'em. Let's go, take a shot. Let's go, take a shot.
Right there, I don't like that right there.
Let's go, take a shot. Let's go, take a shot. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out. Let's go, take a shot. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out.
Perfect.
Let's go, take a shot. Leave 'em there. Let's go, take a shot. Let's go, take a shot. Let's go, take a shot. Leave 'em. Let's go, take a shot.
Don't like that.
Let's go, take a shot.
Harsh.
Let's go, take a shot. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out. Let's go, take a shot. Leave 'em there, let 'em.
And you can see when I'm taking it down, it feel like the ad lib is kind of getting lost. But all I can do is just adjust the volume. I'm gonna adjust the volume because the volume is getting lowered slightly because I'm EQing.
Let's go, take a shot. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out. Let's go, take a shot.
Still more pain, I don't like.
Let's go, take a shot. Let's go, take a shot. Let's go, take a shot. Leave 'em. Let's go, take a shot. 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 Leave. Let's go, take a shot. Leave. Let's go, take a shot. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed.
Are we coming from this too? Let me see.
Let's go, take a shot. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out. Let's go.
Yes. Turn this reverb down.
Let's go, take a shot. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out.
Oh yeah, another reason why people vocals be harsh too. Don't be EQing a reverb. You gotta EQ your reverb. You have to. It'd be a lot of pain frequency in the reverb too, and all of that pain plus pain equals more pain. So if you got a pain in your lead vocal, pain in your delays, pain frequencies in your reverb, you might not hear it individually for me, but all together, it's just gonna be making your ear hurt. That's why you be listening to some people's songs, you be like, damn, son, I can't even listen to this. It don't feel good for me.
Let's go, take a shot. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out. Let's go, take a shot. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out. take a shot. Leave let's go and take a shot. Let's go and take a shot. Leave him there, let him bleed out for a while. Yeah, let's go and take a shot. Drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave
Alright, I'm gonna add stereo wider. Just to make these slightly wide.
drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him there, let him bleed out for a while. Yeah.
I'm taking the delay out just so it don't be, I don't want it to be left and right. You feel me?
Drop him right off on the block. Spin around,
If I keep that delay, it's gonna make it
take a shot.
too wide. It sounds good, but that's not how I want. I just want it to be in the middle. And I want to just keep that width. It's just gonna give it like a little bit of width, but still stay in the middle.
Drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him there, let him bleed. Drop him right.
And I kind of feel like it's moved to the right a little bit. You feel me? So now it's not competing with the vocal as much.
Drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him there, let him bleed out.
Actually is on the right a little bit.
Drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him there, let him bleed out for a while. Yeah, I can end up.
Alright, turn that reverb up.
Drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him there, let him bleed out for a while. Yeah, I can end up so lonely. Lonely. So lonely. Lonely, yeah. So lonely.
These vocals are like hella low. Alright, I'm gonna have to put those on a different track.
Need a little bit of closure's true.
Yeah, it's like super low. I'll turn this up. Alright, so for this, because it's so low, if I try to keep it in the middle, it's probably gonna get lost. Add a double to it. This I'm gonna have to process OD because it was recorded like super low. Like it better like a telephone effect.
Need a little bit of closure's true. Man, I know what me do that make you do me like that.
My bad, I ain't even know this shit was.
Need a little bit of closure's true. Man, I know what me do that make you do me like that. And yeah, man, I know I'm always have to fight for my mind. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually use S1 Imager for something like this, but not to make it wider, just to bring it back in, because the doubler made it a little. I don't want it to be too wide because the doubler made it super wide. So now, and I have a stereo widener, so I'm gonna make it a little closer because I'm gonna have these backgrounds are gonna be the wide ones.
But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Yeah, I gonna end up lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Yeah, I gonna end up so lonely.
I actually will come back to these vocals because I want these to stand out more. But yes, we like these ad libs.
Stop, we come closer. Hold on my person. Wait, hold me, baby. Cause I just need a little bit of closure's true. Man, I know what me do that make you do me like that. And yeah, man, I know I'm always have to fight for my mind. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, block. Spin around, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead.
Gonna add some spice to the song.
Right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead. Mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead.
For me, spice of the record. Because they sent me stems only and they didn't give me a reference track for me. that give me the freedom to just do whatever I want with the record to take it to where I feel like it should be. And honestly, most of the clients that I usually work with, they trust me enough for me, so I just really add what I feel like sounds good. They trust my end. If they tell me they don't like it, for me, don't argue with the artist and be like, nah, bro, I feel like, for me, if they don't like it, if they really don't like it, at the end of the day, they gotta perform it all day for me. So if they don't like it, they just hit me right back and they'll tell me, I don't really like this part, take it out, and I'll fix it.
Shot. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave them dead.
Let's see. This might be better.
Take a shot. Leave them dead, let them bleed. Pick them up, drop them right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave them dead, let them bleed out for a while. Yeah, I gonna end up lonely.
And we didn't get to the delayed throws and everything that's gonna spice up the song, but that's gonna be at the end. Tips for getting an analog smooth high end and vocal without making it sound too harsh. Alright, so I would say it gotta be saturation. It's gonna depend on what saturation you use. I use sound like J37 on my records all the time. So I would use sound like J37. The saturator on J37 is gonna make it more analog sounding without it being too harsh. But also it just gotta be with how you tweak the mid more of the mid range. So one thing I noticed about, but I usually would do this in like the mastering end, is like how you process like the mid range of your record will make the song sound way more warm and analogy. If I wanted to, like, let's say these vocals, if I wanted these vocals to be a little bit more warmer, what I'll do is like I'll parallel compress, and in the parallel compression, I would probably like just EQ out the top end, EQ out the low end, and just have like the mids, and then I will use the J37, saturate it, or you can use whatever saturation plugin you have, but I will use J37 because I like how it sounds. Make that mid-range warm, boost it in, and then you're gonna feel like the overall vocals sound a little bit warm and not harsh. So I'm gonna do it for this record too, just so we can have it, just so I can show y'all too. But let me see. All right, the ad libs is good. We add the rest of the ad libs in. We getting close to the end, and then the rest is just gonna be effects. What me do that make you do me like that? My bad. Let me put auto tune on every track. What me do that make you do me like that? Definitely needs that. Make you do me like that. And for that vocal, I just want a lot of reverb on it. Because it's a one shot. Make you do me like that. Yeah. Alright, we can make this not last as long. This is good. 375 divided by 2, that's like 125. 187. You feel me? I can't remember that math in my head for real. Alright, 187. So like right here. Do me like that. Yeah. Make you do me like that. Yeah. I know. I'm always have to fight. Make you do me like that. 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 Yeah. Make you do me like that. Make you do me like that. I don't like this reverb. The first reverb we had was a perfect one. Make you do me like that. Yeah, that's perfect. Just change the time and we're gonna keep that. Make you do me like that. Yeah. Turn the volume down. Mid-side EQ it, because I feel like the sides is a little muddy. Remember I was saying my presets, you just have that saved. Pull this up. Make you do me like that. Yeah. I know. Make you do me like that. Make you do me like that. And honestly, this is where I use buses, but this one reverb, I just wanted to go to its own bus so I could treat the volume literally on its own. Do that make you do me like that? Yeah. Do that make you do me like that? I don't want the stereo whip for this one. Do that make you do me like that? Yeah. Do that make you do me like that? And I might want to put this here. Do that make you do me like that? Yeah. I could turn this volume down. That make you do me like that? Yeah. I don't like this lo-fi. That make you do me like that? Yeah. I know. I'm always have to fight for my mind. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put 'em
a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while.
All right, Ad Libs is valid. We just gonna bring. We got 4 more vocals we gotta bring in, and we are good.
That's true, man, I know. What me do that make you do me like that? And yeah,
I don't even know if I want a telephone effect on that.
you do me like that. And yeah.
These Ad Libs, more reverb. All right, so now we just gonna process all these background vocals together. So yeah, for background vocal class.
It'll be that closure, true. What me do that make you do me like that? And yeah.
Throwing a double on this track. I don't like that is straight through the middle.
It'll be that closure, true. What me do that make you do me like that? It'll be that closure, true. What me do that make? It'll be that closure, true.
All right, so now I can turn this off for now. Just so I
It'll
can
be
hear
that
what's going on.
closure, true. What me do that make you do me like that? And yeah, I know. It'll be that closure, true. What me do that make you do me like that? It'll be that closure, true. What me do that make you do me like that? And yeah, I know. I'm always have to fight for my mind. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me, I gotta end up lonely.
All right, I like how that
But
sounds.
if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me, I got.
Just gotta turn it down so it don't compete. But I like how that sounds.
If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot.
That's one imager on this because I need this to be a little wider.
If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot.
And then I'm gonna start tweaking a couple things.
If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut off a little bit of high end from this background vocal so I can sit back a little bit.
If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while.
All right, I like how that sounds. I think the low end of the background's gotta get tamed a little bit more. I'm probably gonna multi-band compress that.
If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out.
I'll do that now.
If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off. If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me, I could end up so lonely. If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me, I got. If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot.
I'm gonna use the compressor from the Ad Libs.
If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me, I could end up so lonely, lonely. If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while.
Duff.
If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while.
Still competing a little bit and I feel like it's pumping. I'll fix that.
Pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while.
This is not the right compression, that's why.
Pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while.
All right, and we'll probably change this EQ a little bit.
Pick 'em up, drop 'em right.
Cause it's like mud on this.
Pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while.
I don't really need too much low end for like background vocals.
Pick 'em up. If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed.
Oh yeah, you know what we're gonna do right now before we even finish up these background vocals. I like where it's at right now. I feel like it sounds decent. We ain't processed too much. I like where it sounds. I think it's good. But what we need to do is some mix bus compression, so everything can get glued up, especially when I'm start tweaking with the background vocals. Put everything together real quick. Template for me, everything's already here.
If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while.
I feel like the background vocals need to sit back from the thing. It's like in the same plane level. Like if the vocals is right here, the background vocals is literally right here, just to the sides. Where I want it to be is vocal right here, background vocals to the side, but behind it. You feel me? From my perspective. I wouldn't know how that would work for y'all, but y'all get what the fuck I mean. You feel me?
If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead.
10K for a mic is crazy unless you got it. You feel me?
If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a template coming out very soon this year. I won't put a timeline on it. I want to be a man of my word, so I don't want to say this month and then I don't hit it, but sooner than later.
If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while.
All right, make this go back a little bit.
But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. But if I pick 'em up,
Alright,
drop 'em
I
right
feel like these are
off on the
competing, so we're gonna focus on making sure these don't compete.
Pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on. If I pick,
I believe I have a EQ set up already for my harmony.
if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed. If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em. If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask. If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off. If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Yeah, I got in. If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let. If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Yeah, I could end up so lonely.
All right, we're gonna add some reverb to this.
If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Yeah, I could end up so lonely. Lonely. So lonely. Lonely. away with the bad girl, dude. My last nigga had a bad girl. He came down from Kingston, bad girl. Me mommy told me stay away from the bad man, but me can't do it. The love is too true, so make yell, man. There'll be that closure, it's true. Me don't know what me do that make you do me like that. And yeah, me don't know. I'm always have to fight for my mind. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put him. There'll be that closure, it's true. Me don't know what me do that make you do me like that. And yeah, me don't know. I'm always have to fight for my mind. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. Me, I gonna end up lonely. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. Me, I gonna end up so lonely. Lonely. So lonely. Lonely, yeah.
All right. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like where the backgrounds is. We could just add these other backgrounds. There's more backgrounds in there. So we just gonna add them in. But yeah, we basically almost there.
But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. Me, I could end up so lonely. Lonely. So lonely. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. Me, I could end up so lonely. Lonely. So lonely. Lonely, yeah.
And I'm gonna split these vocals up too, so that for the ones that have two vocals when they play, they're gonna be left and right. And for the ones that's only one vocal, I'm gonna have those play in the center, and then the doubler effect is just gonna make it wider. All right, so boom, mute that.
Need a little bit of closure, it's true.
So you hear it both sides.
What
You
me
feel
do
me?
that make you do me like that? And yeah, me don't know. I'm always have to fight for my mind. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. Me, I gonna end up lonely. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. Me, I gonna end up so lonely. Lonely. So lonely.
All right. I like where those is at in terms of placement wise.
Cause I just need a little bit of closure, it's true. Me don't know what me do that make you do me like that. And yeah, me don't know. I'm always have to fight for my mind. If I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. Me, I gonna end up lonely. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. Me, I could end up so lonely. Lonely. Cause I just need a little bit of closure, it's true. Me don't know what me do that make you do me like that. And yeah, me don't know.
All right.
Yeah. 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 Stop. Wake him closer. Hold on my person. Wait. Hold me, baby. Cause I just need a little bit of closure, it's true. Me don't know what me do that make you do me like that. And yeah, me don't know. I'm always have to fight for my mind. If I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. Yeah, I gonna end up lonely. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin.
Let's turn all those background vocals down a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Not too much though.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop, wake him closer, hold on my person, wait on me, baby, cause I just need a little bit of closure. It's true, when I know what me do that make you do me like that. And yeah, when I know I'm always have you fight for my mind. If I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. Yeah, I gonna end up lonely. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. Yeah, I gonna end up so lonely. Lonely. So lonely.
All right. We add this. 2 more ad libs that we gotta add. Well, 3. She did let us know that she doesn't like too much reverb on her vocals, so I'm gonna turn this reverb. I mean this auto tune down. She don't like too much auto tune on her vocals, so I'm turning that down. Sure ski.
When I know what me do that make you do. When I know.
Alright, so I feel like this is just regular background vocals that don't need to be changed tonal wise too much, just need to be turned down. So what I'm gonna do is we keeping this mix minimal because I want to show you that you can use minimal tricks and still get the vocals and get everything sounding like a real song. Yes, I'm gonna have to do stuff on the mastering end and I might still tweak stuff, but I want to show that you don't really need to process things too much. Keep it very simple. At least that's the way I like to work.
Just true. When I know what me do that make you do me like that. Just true. When I know what me do that make you do me like that. And yeah, when I know I'm always have you fight for my mind. If I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mess.
All right, one thing I am going to add some EQ and Ad Lib EQ natural. Just we basically just cut off a little bit of the bottom end. I don't want it to sound radio effecty, but I don't want it to compete and sound exactly the same like the lead vocal. So I'm taking out some of that bottom end for me, so it can sound and cut off a little bit of the high, so it could move itself from competing with the main vocal.
Just true. When I know what me do that make you do me like that. And yeah, when I know I'm always have you fight for my mind. If I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put.
Compression, we're gonna use the same compression from Ad Lib bus. Don't want to use the compression from the lead bus because it's gonna compete. Remember, I flip my compressions. Background vocals and lead vocals, I flip them all the time. Let's do that.
Just true. When I know.
Background, you feel me? See?
Just true. When I know what me do that make you do me like that. And yeah, when I know I'm always have you fight for my mind. If I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while.
All right, everything sounds amazing. What I want to do is I want to glue everything. I feel like everything could be glued up a little bit more, so I'm going to go a little tougher on the overall compression. I feel like it needs to sound a little bit more glued together. Actually, this is not going there, y'all. For me, so.
Just true. When I know what me do that make you do me like that. And yeah, when I know I'm always have you fight for my mind. If I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. Yeah, I gonna end up lonely. But if I pick him up, drop him right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave him dead, let him bleed out for a while. Yeah, I gonna end up so lonely. Lonely.
Alright, you see that when I put the instrumental through the all music, which was basically like my mastering bus, and I compressed everything together at once, you notice that the instrumental is kind of competing with the vocals. You feel me? So now I'm gonna go in. Now I'm gonna go in and tweak the C4 that I had in before, because that snare is competing with the vocal OD, and duck that back, and then everything's gonna feel like one.
Just true, when I know what me do that make you do me like that. And yeah, when I know I'm always have you fight for my mind. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Yeah, I gotta end up lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Yeah, I got
See, this little range is competing OD with the vocal. You can just hear it.
just true, when I know.
Cause even with it solo, just like this, I can barely hear the vocal. So I gotta work on this area.
Just true, when I know what me do that make you do me like that. And yeah, when I know I'm always.
So what I'm gonna do is, while it's solo like this, and I'm only hearing this range, I'm gonna tweak it to the point where it's not competing, sounding just like this. If it's not competing while it's soloed and it's just this frequency that I'm hearing, then when I bring everything back in, it should create that space.
Just true, when I know what me do that make you do me like that. And yeah, when I know I'm always have you fight for my mind. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Yeah, I gotta end up lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around.
Better. Now this range isn't competing as much.
Just true, when I know what me do that make you do me like that. And yeah,
For me, without it,
just true, when I know what me do that make you do me
snares
like
all
that.
up in your face.
And yeah,
With it,
just true, when I know what me do that make you do me.
snare is tamed and behind the vocal. For me, now I can just unsolo it.
Just true, when I know what me do that make you do me like that. And yeah, when I know I'm always have you fight for my mind. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Yeah, I gotta end.
Still feel like we could get more clarity in the main vocal. Let me see.
Shot. Let 'em bleed out for a while. Yeah, I gotta end up lonely. Shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Yeah,
No, the main vocal sound amazing.
shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Yeah, I gotta end up lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Yeah, I could end up so lonely. Lonely.
What I do want to do is I'm gonna DS a little bit. I'm actually just gonna, the vocals really wasn't too much S's. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna DS at the end.
Shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Yeah, I gotta end up lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Yeah, I could end up so lonely. Block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Yeah, I could end up so lonely. Block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Yeah, I could end up so lonely.
I like that.
Lonely.
Alright, so the lead is good. Let's find out what was competing. And the C4 was good. Now the drums is hitting on the main instrumental, and what they call it, the vocals is valid for me. So now I'm gonna just start bringing up everything, just whatever competes, I'm gonna tweak that. But everything should be good now. We should be close to the end, and then throw my little mastering template on for just playback reasons, and we are straight. Let's get it.
But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a take a shot.
I know what it is. I want to hear more of this range right here.
But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me, I could end up so lonely, lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me, I could end up so lonely, lonely.
So this should be good.
But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me, I could end up so low.
Let me turn these two up. This two is a little low.
Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me, I could end up so low. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed.
All right, that's not the one competing. Let's go to these background vocals real quick.
But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off.
Yep, this is competing a little bit.
But if I pick 'em up, but if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block.
That sounds real good. I'm actually gonna boost this area. This sounds good for the background vocals.
But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot.
But I wanna find where it's competing with the main vocal at.
But if I pick 'em up, but if I pick.
I'm gonna just boost it till I don't hear the background vocal, till I don't hear the lead vocal no more. As soon as I boost it, I don't hear the lead vocal as clear no more. That's the spot that's competing, and I'm gonna take that out.
But if I pick 'em up, but if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out for a while.
Let me just leave that loop in.
Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me, I could end up. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me, leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me, leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me, leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me, leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me,
That's good. I actually like that tone of over there, so I boosted it. When I was boosting it up, sometimes you could boost up the lows in any vocal or in a background vocal, because if it sounds, when I boost, if I like how it sounds when it's boosted, I'm keeping it and I'm boosting it up. That just means it needs to live there a little more.
leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out for a while. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out for a while. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out for a while.
Right here, right here, right here, right here.
Leave 'em there,
That needs to be pulled back because that's competing with the main vocal.
leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out for a while. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out for a while. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out for a while. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out for a while. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out for a while. Leave 'em. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me, I could end up so lonely.
All right, that sounds good. Turn it down a little bit.
But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out for a while. Me, I could end up so lonely.
Add the other backgrounds. Make sure those ain't competing too.
But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Pick 'em up, drop 'em right. Spin around, put a mask. Spin around, put a. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em there, let 'em bleed out. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot.
Probably gonna turn this down. Take this out.
Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Spin around, put a mask.
Turn this down.
Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot.
Turn these vocals up.
Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot.
It really sounds like a low background vocal.
But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em
Vocal should be good, and then I should tweak this.
Too true, so make yeah. Stop, wake up closer, hold on my person, wait on me, baby, 'cause I just need a little bit of closure. It's true, man, I know what me do that make you do me like that. And yeah, man, I know.
Some things I feel like could be me throwing a mastering on. I feel like some things feel like it's too loud and definitely need to be turned down. So let me do that.
True, man, I know what me do that make you do me like that.
This reverb, this is just too loud.
Make you do me like that. And yeah, make you do me like that. Make you do me like that. And yeah, make you do me like that. And yeah, man, I know I'm always have to fight for my mind. If I pick 'em up,
I'm actually gonna put this in Ad Libs too as well.
make you do me like that. And yeah, man, I know I'm always have to fight for my mind. If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put 'em.
Alright, so when all these other vocals start coming in, these need to turn into telephone effect. Because it's competing too much.
If I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Y'all gonna end up lonely. But if I pick 'em up, drop 'em right off on the block. Spin around, put a mask on, take a shot. Leave 'em dead, let 'em bleed out for a while. Y'all gonna end up so lonely. Lonely. So lonely. Too true, so make yeah, man. From the bad man, but make yeah do it. The love is too true, so make yeah, man. The bad man, but make yeah do it.
I'm gonna move this down, competing.
Stay away from the bad man, but make yeah do it. The love is too.
That's all it is, really. Once you have like once I have like certain stuff that fits EQ wise, like these EQs was good, then I'll start playing everything front to back, and things that need to be moved around to different processing, I'm just moving that down. See, with the original, it was just too loud. This original EQ for that ad lib,
from the bad man, but make yeah do it. The love is.
You can't hear the vocal, I can't hear the lead vocal, but if I just drag this down to this processing for me, which is damn near similar, but it just slightly changed, is tucked down a little bit more, and then it don't compete. But that's just one little change that makes the record or overall record sound way better.
From the bad man, but make yeah do it. The love is too true, so make yeah, man.
Alright, so like I said, I'm gonna play the record from the top. It's still like, I would say it'll be like 80% done. So like after off stream, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make the tweaks and I'm gonna do the little different changes to it or whatever. But right now, I like where it's at. You feel me? I'm rocking with it, and this is the mix for now until we listen to it tomorrow in the morning with fresh new ears, and then we tweak it and make it sound extremely amazing. It sounds extremely amazing already. But yeah, we're gonna listen to it from top to bottom, and then yeah, the song should be coming out real soon. So here we go.
not to play with the bad girl, them. My last nigga had a bad girl. He came down from Kingston, bad girl. Me mommy told me stay away from the bad man, but me can't do it. The love is too true, so me can't.